be all good. Just to say real quick, this is my second time playing the demo. The first time, a few minutes ago, I just finished. I did this demo, and then I did the playback, and then it was choppy as all hell. Super choppy, like nearly unwatchable. So I'm hoping it'll be better the second time round, but it also gives me a chance to sit there and try to get all the endings. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm Miss Rob. I like to play games, and today I'm doing the Slay the Princess demo again. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're only seeing this one video. If you're following on Twitch, then you know this the second round 2 of this game. Lucky you. Alright, so Slay the Princess demo. Content warning, this is a horror game and is not intended for all audiences. Slay the Princess also contains flashing images. This poses a health risk to you. Proceed with caution. This game is CPU intensive. If you experience performance issues, you can turn off animations in the preferences, which might explain why it was so choppy on the first playback. But this is a horror game, and we all know red means scary. Alright, back on the bullshit. Let's go. Slay the princess, and there she is, in all her glory. Hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Dun dun dun. Alright, here are our dialogue options. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget this, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch, vive la revolution. Walk towards the cabin or turn around and leave. See what they're talking about by end of the world.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That's no problem.
You have to put an end to her.
How can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Once again, and then the other options about whether or not it seems bad. Oh, look, I'll go into the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committed to anything until I've had a chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with. Let's go with how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Hold on, the game. My video is still very, very choppy. Preferences. Turn off background animation. Let's see if that helps. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Hold on. Sway side to side. Looks like I might actually be in the clear for the playback this time.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Homeboy, for all I know, I'm just around the block, you know? consider that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
He's trying to spit facts? Is he spitting bullshit, though?
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, boss. Can't someone else do it?
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules.
If you're stuck with the narrator, this is what you have to do.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Okay. Okay, let's walk towards the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Voice of the hero.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So the voice of the hero is a voice in my head. Proceed into the cabin. If you look at the little hand icon, it's a claw.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, let's take the blade and head downstairs.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Inhaling mold, it's no joke at all.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's commanding, almost as though she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Right off the bat, he's just like, she on some bullshit. Alright, we'll just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk. What? Wait, why would you think that? Yeah, okay, you got me. I'm here to slay you. No. Seal your nerves and step forward. I'm just here to talk.
So, Why'd you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Alright. Drop it, talk to her, see what's up.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
With your billowy gown and her giant eyes.
We'll be fine.
What are you saying, homeboy?
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship going on with me. Easy there, Sir Simps-a-Lot. How would I get you out of here? Here because you're going to end the world. People out there who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? You know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. It's just like, what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay, bitch.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
She's chained to a wall. She can't trust you. Let's go with, how long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
So, the wall pattern, is how days she's been here scratched in, or is that just the texture of the wall? Makes you wonder. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Nah, that sounds kind of aggro. Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
Not to make things even more awkward, but do you know why you're here to kill me?
At least she said it, so I didn't have to. Of course I do. Do you think I just come here to kill someone without even knowing why? That's be ridiculous. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? You're a threat to the whole world. No, can't say I do. Been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe. Now we're just gonna be honest and say we don't know.
Believe me.
Not a compelling case, homeboy.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
I mean, that's fair. Let's see. I get you out of here. Here because you're going to end the world. People out here who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that? How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here. And if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Is she serious?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
People out there who think you're a threat to the world, what do you say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
I'm trying to figure things out, dude. Relax.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
Just how long has she been down here?
Did they even bother to tell you how I'm supposed to end the world? Because that just doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd be capable of.
I mean, you are a monarch, so you could end the world in your own way. See what we can do if I let you out of here. I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, I'm sure they have their reasons keeping that secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. So, I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're asking.
Kinda.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
True.
Look, at the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me, and I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or any other number of good things that I'm sure you want to hear.
This is true.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Yeah, that's enough out of you.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So, do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
How did they get her down there anyway if she was that dangerous?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Alright, we've talked enough, apparently.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess, I can examine the change and get you out of here. Keep her locked away. I'm going to keep you locked down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. You can't just keep a pet princess, dude. Let's see if we can get her out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Nope.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? Maybe check upstairs, maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. But let's ask her if she has any other ideas other than slicing her hand off Saw style.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Damn, bitch!
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh, shit.
Is someone else here?
I can shout out, hey, let me out of here. Try the door, return to the bottom of the stairs. Just try to shout at the door.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Fuck, I won't. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Dang it.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Turn to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Sure.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, and she will? Free the princess, slay the princess. Let's try to free her.
Against your better judgment,
Right.
you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
But why do I have creature arms with claws? Like, it's just weird. Obviously, I'm not a human, and they make it sound like she's not either, but she at least looks human.
You cut into her flesh.
Squishy.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
That's no different than an animal chewing off a leg to get out of the trap. She's just like, nope, done with the shit, get me out.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. The princess clutches the wound, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
What's up, babe?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Uh-oh.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Narrator's not cool. Slay, slay, slay. Warn her. Slay, slay, slay. Alright, let's warn her.
Stop that.
Oh. I thought this was a little too easy.
Oh, voice change. Mask is slipping, I guess.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess dodges? Stop it! Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay the princess. Resist. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Now.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
At least she acknowledges it.
I'll make this quick.
Oh.
She knocks your legs out from under you with a swift kick. You didn't even see it coming. You fall to the ground, the wind leaving your lungs all at once in a violent puff, and her knee settles on your throat. You try to gasp for air, but she pushes on your windpipe with weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. You won't draw another breath.
Yeesh.
When she manages to escape from this place and brings ruin to the world, know that it was all your fault.
enough.
It can't just end like this, right?
Right.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happening. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Fair enough. I tried. Chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay. Time loop. Here we go again.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. A terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again. Oh, don't worry. I'll gladly slay that princess. She's got it coming. Lie. Yep, okay. Definitely going to slay that princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. Sadly, proceed to the cabin. Screw this. I'm getting the hell out of here. And turn around and leave. Let's go with deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us has been here.
No, homeboy, it is not.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
At the same time, yes, she killed me, but did she have a choice? The narrator had taken over my body. She was honestly defending herself, so it makes you wonder.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. We can help her. We just have to find a way.
Voice of the doubting, so it's added a voice to my head.
Oh, is there another one of us in here?
It's a party.
Help her? Need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. Sure, and all of us in here definitely believe you. Just stay focused on the task at hand.
Screw this, I'm getting the hell out of here. But don't worry, because they slay that princess. She's got it coming. I'm just gonna lie and say, yep, okay, definitely going to slay the princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Dude, you forced my hand literally last time.
I have one last warning for you.
She will do everything in her power to keep me from unaliving her.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
So would anyone else who's in this position.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say the word wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceeding to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely empty. The air stale and musty. The floor and walls covered in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we'll take the knife, go in the basement, see what she has to say this time.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
So this is all the same.
Her voice carries softly up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
This is why this chapter is called The Damsel, because she's supposed to be she's playing up being helpless.
It's even more hypnotizing than before. Is it more hypnotizing than before, or is that just what we want it to be?
Homeboy got a point.
I think we're in love.
And I think we're lonely.
For everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just don't let her charm you. It's all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Look at the sketch of the princess. She looks even more helpless. Look at her. Her eyes look bigger. She looks more cartoony.
She's still so beautiful. And she has both of her arms again. Did everything we just went through actually happen? It must have, because she's different. Can't you tell?
You. I remember you. You're going to help me get out of here, right?
Bigger eyes. More boobage. Yeah, she is different. Okay, so that's one of the endings, I guess. So we're gonna continue. I'm gonna show you the other endings. Let's go. You're a princess.
You're here.
You know all of this. Killing princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Ouch. Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing it. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Sure about that, homeboy?
I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Now let's walk towards the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
She will do anything to keep you from unaliving her.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
You're sounding kind of classist, bro.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Though one of these run-throughs, I'm not going to take the blade, but not this time. Let's go in the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Gotta get a general contractor down there for an inspection.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's commanding. Almost as though she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking on you. I think I'm here to kill you. Continue down the stairs. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Oddly calm.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
But only one. I see 2 chains, but the other one's already been broken off.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Don't think you're boner.
Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something?
No way, why would you think that? Yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. Feel
How
around.
about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
No.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Okay.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Ooh, that's a threat.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
I don't think so either.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? Sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Fine, I guess we're at an impasse. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. Let's squint at the princess.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now.
There is not.
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
I don't know about that. Should we just slay the princess? Or drop the blade? Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
Sure.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
I want to see a relationship. Are you coming down to be like, I know it's a stupid answer, but at the same time, I'm curious about her, what she'll do.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
And shut down. Good on her. I get you out of here. Here, because you're going to end the world. They think you're a threat to the world. What's your name? You know why I'm here to kill you. Okay. Okay, we've talked about it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess, get her out of here, keep her locked away. Well, she already shot us down, so let's lock her away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
She looks irritated.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
No.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't,
Ooh.
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Okay, she got the crazy eye going, and the text is now red. Red means scary, so...
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Help her escape. I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement. Slay the princess. I made my choice. I'm just gonna keep her here like a pet princess.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
No doubt.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
That's a threat.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
I don't think so either, and I saw the crazy look in her eye.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Now we're sticking to the plan of locking her down here. Oh, thank God, I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. We did get the crazy eye and the red word, so let's see what happens if we try to turn around and unalive her.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry.
Am I gonna turn around and have a knife in my gut?
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
No doubt she's ready for us. We done fucked up.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Yep.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
Oh, now the hero says we shouldn't have hesitated after he was all like, well, wait a minute.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Ouch.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
I done messed up.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes black, and you die.
to the Fury. Yep.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, don't you worry, I'll gladly slay the princess. She's got it coming.
Such magnificent gusto. We'll all be in the clear in no time.
Oh my god, that bitch.
I have one last warning for you.
She will do everything in her power.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. It's not her lies that'll stop us.
Aw, the voice of the broken.
I must admit, I'm a little worried about going back in there. I don't want to be as much of a downer as my new roommate, but we were definitely outclassed last time. She seems more demon than princess.
Oop.
Ignore them, they don't know what they're talking about. She's just a princess. Don't get all in your head about it.
With my new roommate, the voice of the broken, proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is larger than it should be. The only item of furniture is a plain wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we'll take the blade, go into the basement.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Even with a weapon, she'd beat my ass.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are wide and deep. The air seeping up from below is heavy and oppressive, with an odd, eggy stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
You stink like sulfur? Or like bad gas?
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, right off the bat, she switched to badass mode.
It's somehow even fiercer than it was before.
Of course it is.
It's the voice of someone who got their ass beat.
Don't let it intimidate you. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
The demon tail, and what looks like horns, fierce stance. Her dress isn't as billowy as it was before.
Is it just me, or is she bigger than last time? It looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought. I told you. It's pointless.
I was wondering when I might have company. Free me from my bindings, and maybe I'll let you live for a while.
We've got sharp pointy teeth, we've got pointy ears, and we've got horns. And yeah, she's a little more buff this time. Okay. So there are 7 endings. Let's see if we can get all 7. Continue. Alright. Start. It's again the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Yeah, but this is how supervillains get made.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end. And there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I will just walk towards the cabin. I don't think I'm going to pick up the blade this time.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
She'll do everything in her power to keep me from unaliving her.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, let's proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Now I'm just going to enter the basement. I'm not going to take the blade this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Moldy basement, we know.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Easy there, Sim.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I've got Sir Simsalot, so let's just see how it goes. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. I think I'm here to slay you. Let's just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
What am I gonna do, Strangler? She's gonna beat my ass.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Yep. Voice of the hero is Sir Simsalot.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on, let's talk a bit first. Examine the chains. I'll see what I can do. You have to immediately go into save mode.
You're only making this more difficult.
No doubt.
Thank you. Thank you.
For all you know, kindness might be the answer.
You're making a huge mistake.
I don't doubt it.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Let's see if there's any. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key is still lying around somewhere. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Let's try to break her free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Aww.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh, they just locked me down here with her.
Is someone else here?
Well, shout at the door to let me out.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I'll try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
That's some bullshit. Well, time to return to the princess.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
But I didn't wanna.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Aw.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Yep. Oh, and there are the pointy teeth.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Did they throw the blade down?
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, I won't? Well, it could be the same ending if I try to free her. I mean, she's already chewing at her arm. Free the princess?
Fine.
Let's see what happens.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Oh, look how big her eyes are. And the blood's still on her mouth. You got a little something right there, sweetheart.
You cut into her flesh.
Squishy.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She clutches the wound, softly smiling as her gaze meets yours.
Aww.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Aww. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Okay, what happens if we try to stab her in the back?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, she's aware this time. Should we slay or should we warn? Warn?
Stop that.
Oh, I thought this was all a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Nah, she's gonna dodge and kill me, ain't she?
But the princess dodges. Wait, she dodges?
She's free now. She has full movement.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay the princess.
Thank you.
I'll do my best to make this quick.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
And there are her claws. And you can see her fangs.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
Yep, wild animal.
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right?
Oh, sure it can.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
From massive blood loss. Chapter 2, The Beast.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yep.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I wonder who my new voice roommate's gonna be. She's going to kill me again. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Bullshit.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I can still feel each and every puncture and laceration. That beast hurt us, but we're going to hurt her back.
Ooh, the voice of the obsessed.
Oh, is there another one of us in here?
It's a party.
Good. It seems like your head's in the right place. If you can all just stay focused on the task at hand, the princess will be good and slain in no time at all.
Oh, don't worry. I'll gladly slay that princess. She's got it coming. Yeah, I'll get it. I'm going to the cabin.
I have one last warning for you.
Yeah.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
No doubt.
Don't believe a word she says.
He's right, you know. She's a clever one, and determined too. Keep your eyes open and your senses sharp, because we're not going to let her get the best of us again.
Oh, he mad.
Ignore him, she's just a princess. Don't overestimate her.
See how if the cabin's changed any.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only item of furniture is a plain, termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, so cabin's a little more run down this time.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yes, do it. Take the blade and make her pay for what she's done.
Yeah, let's take the blade this time.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creeps open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to step over a few holes.
So everything's far more run down this time around.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're stepping down into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
The chapter said beast, so...
She growls up the stairs.
There we go.
I can smell you.
It isn't hypnotizing anymore. It's almost feral. Don't let her intimidate you. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. She has both her arms again, and she's different, isn't she?
Far more beast form, far torn dress, beast feet, tail. Looks like probably ears and her fangs are visible.
The beast is showing us what she really is.
Dude's got a point. It's also darker in here now.
You're the reason I'm still down here. Fiend, monster, betrayer. Nothing will get between my teeth and your throat.
Yep. We still don't have all the endings, though. Let's keep going. So, hero and the princess?
You're on a path. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, the end of my world, no doubt. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own, and I go off in the opposite direction now. Rightly continue down the path away from the cabin. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. We can nope right out. Okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk with the princess. Maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't. Guess we'll see. Okay, fine. Persistent, I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. And we're just gonna say that we're okay with the world ending.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever.
Yeah, there's always gonna be something.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yeah.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Nah, turn around and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care, I'm not killing a princess. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. And quietly continue down the path. No, you're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Righto.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I wonder what happens if you keep trying to escape. So, oh, there's no fighting, is there? I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine. Or, oh yeah, well I guess I was walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
That's their problem.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Another cabin?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
As the music starts to warp.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
This is some multiverse bullshit.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
He's not wrong.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Certain death is in the cabin, homeboy.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Path of least resistance. Chapter 2, The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a
That's
cabin.
you.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Deja vu, wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. You aren't kidding, she actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? But I died. Those walls weren't here last time. You just can't force me to go into the cabin. Yeah, those walls weren't there last time.
What are you talking about? Those walls have always been there. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost, or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
So it's to force your hand.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yeah, screw this guy. They might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day.
Oh, a contrarian. You gotta love the innate irritation of a contrarian.
If by ruining my day you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Oh, yeah.
Still, the world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful.
You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
I have one last warning for you.
She'll do everything to keep you from unaliving her.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore them, they're just being difficult for the sake of it.
I mean, everything ended, but I didn't see her ended. I've just seen her end me. Proceeding to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is odd, the air smelling faintly of plastic, the wood of the walls fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths, causing it to tilt towards the door. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So, faint smell of plastic, ill-fitted walls, table legs the wrong length. So yeah, everything is skewed.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyways?
Because sometimes you need to stab a bitch.
I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Alright, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Just enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are warped and shoddily constructed. The air seeping up from below is heavy, oppressive, with an odd stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
So everything is warped. Does that mean she's gonna be warped? Because the cabin always seems to reflect what's going on with her.
Her voice carries up the stairs, its multi-tonal lilt adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hello. Is someone there?
Plus side, she could be in a synth gloom band.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like.
That falling down the well reverb.
What is she?
She's a princess.
I think we'd all like to know. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view.
Oh, this don't look right.
She locks eyes with you, one moving a little faster than the other. The loose skin of her face stretches into something resembling a smile.
Ew.
Good lord.
Is she gonna be gross?
Something in her neck bulges, roiling under her skin as she starts to speak, her voice pouring out between her closed teeth.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I had a friend.
Oh, this bitch freaky. Yeah, this bitch freaky. What do you think? One more? We'll try to do one more. We're gonna sit there and actually just stab her from Jump Street, just right off the bat.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
I'm sure.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Got it.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Not this one.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, time to go stab a bitch.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Gotta get the cabin inspected, get a general contractor in here, I'm telling you.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's commanding. Almost as though she's the one in charge down here.
That's because she is.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason.
We're just gonna go down, we're not gonna say anything, we're just gonna stab her. No games this time.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yes.
Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something?
Not gonna say anything, just steal your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
Oh, we know she's not bluffing.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
And she's just like, really? Right in the boobage?
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Yep.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy. She's got to have a trick up her sleeve, right?
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because, you kind of did.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
Okay, so the cabin was the TARDIS and now we're in the middle of space?
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Really? Kinda hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world. Or, oh, okay, or that's bullshit, let me out of here. Bullshit!
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
It's some bullshit.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
No PC setup, no hookah, give me a Switch with some Animal Crossing, something.
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Didn't you hear the narrator? We're happy. Hell no, do you have any idea to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
Probably not.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
We could have just launched ourselves into space and let the cold blackness of an unyielding void take us, but you want to use the blade.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Okay, so we already can guess that every time we die, the world resets. And the princess resets. So, wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell? You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just gonna stick around and do nothing at least a little while longer.
What a relief. I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind.
This is true.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
I'm on lockdown.
Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here.
Do we?
The little voices' pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
So what, I become like a potted plant? Good ending, you did it, you saved everything. Really, you guys? So yeah, it didn't reset. It was just like, oh, you didn't reset, therefore the princess didn't reset. That's freaky. This is fun. I cannot wait to see all the endings and everything of how this goes. Like I said, this is the demo right now. The game, I think, comes out next year. But I'm looking forward to it. I like the very subtle style. I like the choices. I like how the world resets and gives you new ways to make brand new mistakes. I have this on my wish list. You can play the demo on Steam. I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon with another game. Maybe later tonight, I don't know. Go from there. Trying to be a little more steady with the streams. I keep having to take these long, month-long breaks. As you could tell from my background, I went ahead and I finally got to switch rooms, getting my desk out of my cramped art studio and into a different room. So, yeah. Thanks for joining today, and like, subscribe. I'll probably dump this video on YouTube later if you're watching it there. Don't forget to check out Twitch. Yeah, I guess that's it. See you guys in the next one. Later.